headphones might be low. Hold on.
No problem. I wasn't talking directly in the mic either, so.
Nah, it's all good. It's probably just all right. Here we go. Salutations and welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are here on a Wednesday ready to do some recap. It's a recap Wednesday. And you know we're recapping House of the Dragon.
Yes, sir.
House of Dragons.
Yay!
Them dragons, them
whatever
thrones.
You want to call it.
Whatever you're calling it, hot D, whatever you're calling it. That's what we're here for. Hopefully delivering the funniest, most anticipated recap of the week.
Right.
This episode, well, actually, you know what? The official weapon of the show is
the taser.
An unofficial sport.
What about
a bullet ball extreme? Okay. This episode 7. We only got 3 more episodes left.
That's all?
Right? Episode 7.
They've been flying.
It's called Driftmark. And we're about to get into this recap. So you know what that means. Gotta put on our gear. Not too much. Don't want to get sued. But Karen, you know how we always start. What did you think about this episode in general?
This episode was good. This episode was full of drama.
So much drama. Okay. This episode was messier than the last episode. And I thought the last episode
was the
messiest
shit.
Listen, a funeral. Okay, they was niggas gonna be fighting at a funeral. That's just what it is. The only thing I'm surprised Laena didn't have a secret family show up.
That's the only thing we were short of.
Oh my god. Listen, I wasn't ready, but I was so ready.
Don't go to weddings and don't go to anybody's funeral at Westeros. Apparently, put funerals on the list.
This episode convinced me that I need to go back and give that TV show a chance that I never gave a chance. It was very short-lived. It's probably on Hulu somewhere. It's called The Slap.
Oh, I remember that show.
This show might as well be called The Slash.
The Cut.
Because these kids had everybody fighting. Okay, it was getting stabby. I didn't see a funeral this stabby since Junebug died. Okay,
come on,
this is crazy out here. Okay, since your Uncle Cockroach got shot, whatever. But so listen, y'all know what it is. Feedback, if you want to send it, just make sure you listen to the recap first. No, don't give us here's my reaction. Go put that on TikTok. We don't do reactions here. And no spoilers, and no predictions, no theories. This about us, not y'all. We didn't read the books and we don't know what's gonna happen. We just going by whatever the fuck we see on the TV screen, and there will be no warnings for stuff that we see in the preview for next week. We typically talk about that at the end of the show. We're not gonna add no bells and whistles. I'll try to be mindful of it, but just letting you know. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. This episode is called Driftmark. So this is long and it's all in one real location that it's all chronological this time. So we start, and it's a sad occasion because even though she barely got any screen time, I have to say that, she was one of my favorite characters. And we're at Laena's funeral. And there, it's a funeral. So I had to. It seems like we were just hanging in the hood, okay?
Come on.
In the hood. Now I'm gonna keep your memory alive, just like a home it should. A lifetime of dragons. It was sad.
It was really
They had them
sad.
little babies crying, her daughters.
On.
And everybody was solemn. Of course, Rhaenys was there. That's her mama. Her father Corlys was there. And I gotta say, I haven't said it before on the show, but I need to say, Rhaenys looks the fuck good. And you know why? Because Rhaenys just minds her business.
Come on.
you know, it's her husband is always trying to be like, we need to get the throne, but she like, I know I ain't getting the throne.
Yeah, she be like, I been gave up on that dream, baby.
All I do is moisturize, get beauty sleep, drink a lot of water.
Come on.
And just stay away from the fucking machinations of the throne. Like, they didn't want me as queen. Leave me out of this shit.
Yeah, it's like they rejected me, and I said, cool. All I'm trying to do right now is protect me, you, and the family. Like, other than that, I don't give a fuck about what them niggas doing.
She's over there getting her Jennifer Aniston on. Okay? Come on. She like, listen, all I do is just put aloe vera on my skin and stay away from reality TV. Like, that's all she do.
Right.
But anyway, they're all mourning her, and Vaemond, who's the brother of Corlys, he's giving like the eulogy / the word the what do they call it, the last rites maybe. And Otto we see is the hand again.
He got that position back.
So shout out to Lyris, his plan worked. He schemed and he plotted, and that motherfucking shit worked. Otto is Alicent.
He got that position back.
He's Alicent's daddy. He had a 10-year gap on his resume, but apparently he got rehired at his old gig. And he's wearing that green, and he's wearing that motherfucking that little pin.
And one thing I got to say is that nigga's hair. I was like, woo, he missed a few paychecks because his hair was gone. It was flying everywhere.
Yeah, he definitely ain't been to the supercuts in a while. Now I gotta say though, motherfucking Vaemond, messy. It's no way all that shit was in the motherfucking on the paper.
That was a sassy. He went off. No, he went off script.
He definitely went off the book. he added some shit because it was in like High Valyrian, but it was basically like, you know, it was all like, she goes back to the Merlin King who will protect her forever and ever, and then all of a sudden he was like, and she leaves behind 2 true-born daughters on the shore.
That's real blood.
Two real ass daughters that's actually came from her loins and their father. And Daemon starts laughing. He tried not to laugh at first.
Yeah, he tried to keep a straight face.
But then Vaemond kept going. He was like, salt courses through the Velaryon blood, and ours runs thick, and it runs true, and
it's righteous,
and it must never thin. Can I get an amen? We real as fuck, homeboy. Ain't no bastard babies over here.
That's what he might as well say. Daemon tried to keep a straight face, but it was just like too, because he's an ass, and he was like, I might be ain't shit, but I had my children the right way.
and it's Rhaenyra's got her kids like literally like might as well be duct taped to her side. Everyone looking at him at the fucking funeral like, they got a bastards right there. Look at them little bastards.
Right. Everybody else here, they're supposed to got white hair.
And this is why. And this, like, I don't even know why y'all waste time writing up here with this shit, but this is why when people say, oh, you're not giving her enough credit and shit, I'm like, bruh, read the room, look at the show. Everything about the first 20 minutes of this show, if not the entire show, was
shade.
Because she did not have children with silver hair like she's supposed to.
It caused problems.
Everybody's like, we don't have to respect you.
Nope, we don't.
I'm not sure why the fuck people can't get that through their heads, man. Stop wasting my time. Listen, I'm a busy guy. I'm doing a lot of stuff. Okay. I'm doing 12 podcasts a day. All right. I don't have time for wasted emails and comments like, Rhaenyra need more credit. We give her credit when it's due, but something like this is a pretty big fuck up. It's 10 years of, I'm not going to be able to produce an actual heir to the throne that will help solidify my right to the throne. So the entire show is this week, this bitch ain't got no right to the throne. Like, this the whole every scene.
She ain't got no right to the throne.
Yeah. So anyway,
and neither do her kids, as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, like everyone was being shady. The fucking funeral was shady. Daemon was laughing at her and her fucking kids.
Like,
like, you know, and you know Daemon ain't shit. Like last week I was all like, oh, maybe he gonna step up and be a good dad, you know, pursue the nappiness. And then looking at this week, I'm like, I'm surprised he ain't go up to Corlys like, so when I get my inheritance check.
Come on. When can I go cash it?
What's up? So let me ask you this, player. What's up with the life insurance?
Is it direct deposit?
Yeah. Like, what you need me to do? Is there more paperwork I need to file? Like, when do I get the throne?
You need my W-9, W-2s? I got you, homeboy.
How soon can I sell Driftmark? Like, is that something like,
how much are the assets on the dragons?
I got some fillers out in the market. It's like, I don't even think I've seen a scene with him and them little girls to the very end of the show. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so at the repast, everybody's talking and eating and mingling and shit, and Rhaenyra is looking for a husband, and because Laenor went during the funeral, he was taking it hard.
Yeah, he was very distraught. Yeah. Because it was one of those things where this is his sister, and he feels bad just about possibly not being there, possibly, they may have lost connections, because they literally was on two completely, I don't want to say opposite sides of the world, but not even in the same area and shit like that. So, it might be one of those things where, that is his sister, so he's going to mourn.
Yeah, and I think they were showing like the struggle that Rhaenyra was in, because this man was so just broken up about his sister's death. He was of no use, basically. And I think the show didn't have time to show us, but the implication last week was he's been of no real use for 10 years. He's been, she promised him he could go out and live his life, and they just would have a marriage of arrangement, but nothing else. And he was out there cashing that check every night up in the club,
come on,
dancing around, unique and all that shit.
Having a ball around town. But it's just one of those things to where it was like, if they would have had children together, I'm not trying to say he still would have been heartbroken because it's his sister, but it's one of those things where he wouldn't look as bad, because it's like, I don't have my sister.
He was cracking under
crazy.
He was cracking under the pressure.
He was,
because everybody was looking at him and his kids like, this nigga, them not even your kids.
Not even your kids.
And then his sister died and shit. Like, he just like, I ain't no kind of man. Like, look at this shit. And so this motherfucker walks off. Rhaenyra's looking for him. She runs into her oldest child, Jace, and she's like, you need to go console your little cousins. They just lost their mom. And he said, bitch, I just lost my daddy. And she's like, what? He said, we should be at Harrenhal mourning my real dad and my granddad that also got burned up last week. Or do you think I forgot? Another reason. I'm telling you, it's like, don't write me mad about what the show is doing. Another point of like, you shouldn't have had them fucking bastard babies, because now they getting smart and they like, I think I'm a bastard. Wait, motherfuckers is laughing at me.
Right.
And I love my real dad.
Yes.
Not because kids can't keep no secret.
And on top of that, he was like, he actually spent time with me. He wasn't out here trying to party.
Yeah, so she can't keep no fucking secret or whatever. So it's like, all right, well, look. You can't be saying shit like that. Okay,
publicly, right?
Keep for all intents and purposes, the Velaryons are your kin, and the Strongs are not. Okay, don't let nobody catch you talking loud like that again. Get all us killed,
right?
So then Viserys is seated, because he can't even, he's so weak looking at, oh y'all, it's bad.
Yeah, he really looked like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, he looked exactly like the Crypt Keeper today. And he's sitting there with a crown on in the chair. Him and Daemon exchange looks. Daemon, of course, is standing looking virile and strong and shit. And but they don't say anything, just look at each other like, and so then Helena, who is the daughter of Alicent and Viserys, the king, she's playing with a spider. She is such a little weird bug girl.
She is a weird bug girl, and it sounded like she was talking a spell. I was like, what is that little girl doing?
She was like weaving threads of green and spiders of people and peoples of threads and the dragons are green. I was like, what is happening? Her two older brothers looking at her like, what is happening? Or maybe they're even her younger brothers. I forget the exact age, but they're looking at her like, ugh. The oldest brother, Aemond, Aegon, is like, we have nothing in common. Now, Aegon is the kid that was masturbating out the window. So I don't know that I want to have a lot of comments.
This is the oldest boy.
Yeah.
Not the oldest boy, but one of the
He's the oldest boy.
Okay, the oldest boy.
I don't think I would want to have a lot in common with him. Okay. This man jacks off out of windows and then talks to his mom with his pants off. Right. I don't think so. Anyway, he's like, we have nothing in common. And the youngest brother, Aemond, is like, that's our sister.
Yeah, like, what the fuck wrong with you?
Aegon's like, well, you marry her then. You love her so damn much. And Aemond was like, oh, I'd smash for the realm. Okay.
Whatever it takes for the realm.
I do my duty. I would knock that tree down. There's a lot of strength in family, and we got to keep our Velaryon blood pure. And I knew this kid was a fucking problem when he was going out there messing with them fucking dragons. So this little bad boy, and he do it all the time. Like when they caught him with the dragon, they had to be like, Daemon, you did it again. And then they picked on him with the pig. That little boy scares the shit out of me. Okay. This nigga was talking about like, yeah, I'll fuck our sister and have a baby. What, nigga? What? Why wouldn't you?
I mean, what's the problem?
That's what the fuck we do. We keep it pure up in here. And what's interesting is that Alicent is the one that thinks it's a queer custom. She done raised her. I guess she spent so much time concentrating on Rhaenyra and her bastard babies that she ain't really took the time to raise her fucking chronic masturbating out the window ass public indecency kids. Children. The one that like to play with bugs and shit.
Right. She ain't paying them kids no attention.
Yeah, and then this little nigga that's down with the cess. Like, ma'am, the call is coming from inside that goddamn house.
Right.
I just need a clip from what is it? Minister Society was like, get your motherfucking babies out the street. Like, we need that. But anyway. So he's like, yeah, I'll smash my sister. No problem. And then Aegon, the oldest, says, well, actually, me and my sister do have one thing in common. We both fancy creatures with long legs. And he says this as like a servant black girl comes up and he gets a drink off of her tray after sitting another drink down, and then turns around and demands another drink.
What is the age limit of drinking? Because that nigga was chug-a-lugging.
Yeah, I think in this time it's probably
10.
Knowing that they're royalty, they probably could drink from being a child.
Probably any age. That makes sense.
But anyway, yeah, he was like, and then like he didn't even drink that drink before he was like, wench. Like he was at medieval times. Wench, turn around, bitch. I want some more drinks.
More drinks on you.
He was like, open bar at the funeral. I don't know this woman. This ain't my aunt.
It was an open bar for him.
He's like, I don't know her. Okay, I never met Laena. I don't give a fuck. So he's just getting drunk at the open bar at the black people house, acting stupid. And then we see Helena kill the spider and say, dragons of flesh weaving dragons of thread.
It wouldn't be surprising if she turned around and be casting spells and shit.
Yeah.
She gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you crazy.
I
am. Alicent need to be checking on her kids more often.
Come on.
She done spent way too much time looking out the blinds at Rhae. And her kids
and the house is in disarray.
The kids is setting the fucking bathroom carpet on fire and shit.
She don't even care.
She looking out the blinds like, look at this bitch. I can't wait to tell Sir Christian about this.
I don't like that shit for sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
That's all she do.
I don't like that shit.
Kids all fucked up. Which is so interesting considering Larys was the one that had that great speech about why you shouldn't have kids. And,
hello,
but speaking of Larys, this nigga, MVP this week, I don't know. This nigga was pressed. Mm-hmm. He kept looking at Alicent like, hey, all the way across the room from the party. Hey, Alicent, remember me?
And she caught out. She was like, this nigga.
Remember the murders I did for you? Remember the murders?
He was pressed.
And Kristen, it was so bad. So Kristen noticed it and came up and like, Lady Alicent. This nigga Larys, is everything all right? He keeps staring at you.
Right.
And she's like, oh, he's just proud that he's the new Lord of Harrenhal. And I'm like, this excuse don't make that much sense if you think about it.
Mm-mm.
Or it still makes him look crazy. I'll put it this way. It still makes him look crazy because his brother and father died.
Right.
So when you say he's proud to be, you know what I mean? Like you're literally at a funeral, okay? Like it's probably not the time of, he's just proud. He's so happy today.
And I call him Bigfoot, Littlefoot. He was just slowly making his way over there too. I was like, he was like Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Bigfoot, Littlefoot, just slowly walking over there too. I was like, this nigga.
Yeah, that's definitely that's a great nickname. Reminds me of Dave Chappelle, Littlefoot, Longfoot. So good. And so then Jace, the oldest of Rhae's kids, goes over to give his condolences to his cousins, as his mom told him he should do. But he doesn't say anything. It's very awkward. But the oldest girl, Baela, holds his hand. And they don't say anything, but a bond is formed.
Because they're children, and it's some of them things where they kind of in this together. Because, you know, kids don't really care or don't give a fuck about a lot of the things the adults care about. And it's one of them things where, you know, as far as she's concerned, you're my age. This is your way of consoling me. And it's almost like I take what you say as more sincere versus all these adults that I don't know. They constantly come over here telling me everything's going to be all right.
Well, the thing is with this time jumps and the way the show moves, I'm a little bit like, is that going to foreshadowing some type of romantic thing later?
Possibility.
Because you just never know. Like these niggas they be blurring these family lines like a motherfucker, and they holding hands, and then we take a 5-year time jump and they kissy face, and I'm be like, oh. But I guess it's not as gross since, you know, they got that Sir Harwin Breakback's blood up in there. But anyway, it was just like they was holding hands, and I was like, I hope it's just as sweet as innocent as I hope it is.
It looks like it is so far. We'll see.
So. Yeah, we'll see. I'm putting nothing past the show. I remember when it was just Rhaenyra talking to her uncle in the throne room, and I was like, this nigga putting this necklace on a little too sexy for me.
Looking all creepy.
Now look at us. Anyway, so while he's doing that, Corlys talks to Rhae's youngest boy, Luke, and he tells him, hey man, you know, you see this castle right here? All this gonna be yours one day. And you know, of course, Luke he's not living in Driftmark, but if you look at lineage, what Corlys is saying is this: Rhae is the heir to the throne. Her oldest child will be the next king. That's Jace. So then the youngest child who is also of, and I'm putting in quotes, Velaryon lineage, right? Supposed to be the son of Laenor, will inherit Corlys's seat, which means that Laena's children will not inherit the throne of Corlys and them. And part of me think maybe it's an age thing, but part of me thinks Corlys, as much as Corlys espouses that Rhaenyra should have been queen and stuff, he feels a little sexist and that he still believes it's a patriarchal role that a man should be on the throne. Of course. Remember, he supported Daemon's claim to the throne initially. And so I feels like in his own house, even if he could have a chance to put Baela or Rhaena, the daughters of Laena and Daemon, if he had a chance to put them on, he wouldn't. And now that Laena's dead and Daemon's alive, he's not gonna put Daemon on this throne. So yeah, it's just very interesting. I don't know that that's confirmed, but just the way he was talking made me think, oh yeah, he probably likes the idea of a man being on the throne, even if it's that dark-haired, plain-featured, probably not your son's son as grandchild of yours.
He don't care. He was like, you got some blood. That's all that counts.
Right. So, you know, it might be a age thing, but it also made me wonder if it could be a gender thing, because it's going to come up later in a different way. Anyway, Luke is like, I don't want that. And he was like, but a Lord of the Tides rules the sea. You know, like, this your birthright. And Luke like, dog, if I'm the Lord of Driftmark, it means everyone is dead.
Right. He was like, I'm mourning, dog. Like, I'm good on that, homie.
And that is the thing about succession that doesn't really come up enough. Like, even when people talk about the real life royals of whatever, And people will be like, Charles will become the king. And I'm like, yeah, and that probably means his mom died, right? So he probably gonna need a minute.
Yeah, right.
Like it's probably not gonna be as dope as you think it is. It's like, yes, like if anything, you'll be a fucking weirdo to be like, yeah, I'm the king. Mama died. Let's go. Oh shit, my mama dead.
You need a mourning period.
Yeah, so my man,
and then you might not even be ready for the job.
Yeah, so my man Luke was a little sad about the shit. Like, man, I mean, you dead, my grandmama dead, my motherfucker. Like, no, it's not cool. Anyway, I noticed Rhaenys did not speak to Rhaenyra. She passed her, but did not speak.
Cause then she went over there and she got something on it, and she wouldn't even. I was like, ooh.
Then she went and spoke to her grandbabies, the black girls, and ignored Jace, who was standing right there.
Ignored the fuck out that boy.
Like till he turned his back on her. So I think from that, Rhaenys is 730 hot about the fact that Rhaenyra had them little bastard babies.
And not with her son, correct.
And she know her son gay.
Yeah, she does.
So she like, y'all didn't have them fucking kids. Now you had these, whoever kids these is, they not his. And you come up in our face in our house disrespecting. I'm not talking to your fake ass, not my children ass children. Nope.
She was like, I don't have time for it. She was like, the least y'all could have did was pumped a few babies out.
She's like, I'm not with the farce. I'm not gonna pretend these are babies. Aemond,
like, I don't know them kids.
Right. Aemond and Jace exchange a look, but they don't speak. And then Aegon continues to get shit faced. He's just drinking in the background.
I mean, he trigger looking. He banging in the background going shots.
Right. Yeah. Everybody.
I mean, he was chug-a-lugging it.
Rhae and Daemon exchange looks as well, and they both resist smiling at a funeral. Y'all. She married him with a bastard babies. He supposedly just lost his wife. Love of his life. They look at each other and they trying not to smile. Boy, these motherfucking Targaryens, y'all. They something else. Then we see like there's like shadows because it's getting dark out. Laenor is seen by his father just standing in the water.
I was like, is this nigga gonna drown himself out there?
Crying in despair about his dead sister. I like to keep stepping. And his daddy sees this shit and Corlys is pissed.
Right, because he was like, somebody need to be watching him.
Yeah. Like, and we already know that Rhae was looking for him earlier and couldn't find him at the repass. So she like, don't nobody know where he is. This nigga just standing in the water crying like, oh, Laena, I wasn't there.
Right. It was like, y'all know he was out here having falling out and shit and wanted to just jump in the casket. Ain't nobody watching him.
So Corlys goes and grabs Carl. That's the side dick. From last week. He grabs Carl. He goes, retrieve your patron. And Vaemond has to come over. That's Corlys' brother and be like, hey, brother. White people is here. Calm down.
Not he called him a patron.
Yeah, he's so Carl goes to get him. Rhae sees all this unfolding. And let me say this for Rhaenyra, like Laenor is folding so quickly and so weakly. He doesn't help keep up appearances
at all.
And I get that, hey, I'm gay. This nigga killed the love of my life.
And he ain't built for this life.
And it got off to a terrible start, obviously, because he thought he was just gonna be like fucking Joffrey and living in opulence and going to parties, eating cake. And instead, this motherfucker is stuck in a loveless marriage with 3 bastard babies and shit like. But even with all that, you knew you needed to show up for the goddamn motherfucking funeral, nigga. Right. It's the goddamn funeral. Everybody's gonna be there.
Everybody gonna be there.
You can't act right for an evening. You had to just hold it together for an evening. I get it. It's your sister. It's very sad. All that shit, bro. But you can't be standing pants deep in the water crying by yourself.
Right.
and you know why they just question the lineage of your babies during the motherfucking funeral, nigga. You need to show up like, yes, these my babies. All of them came out of my black penis, and I don't care what they look like.
Don't care.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Stand by the lie.
Yes, I know it looks like they shop at Old Navy in the Gap, but that doesn't mean they not. Black people have all kinds of babies. Look at Mike Tirico.
Yes, I know they look like they went to Supercuts.
Yeah, like these are my fucking babies, and I'm gonna stand on that lie.
I'm standing on it.
So I kind of fell for Rhae because I mean, if she's playing herself in the corner, she got to fight on this lie. Mm-hmm. But she fighting by her fucking self.
Ain't she though?
And Laenor is too weak for the game. It's very disappointing in this nigga. So then Viserys goes limping over to invite Daemon to say, to talk to Daemon to say, look, hey man, let's let water under the bridge. Bygones be bygones. Okay, listen, we brothers. And this is Viserys' problem. He too nice.
Mm-hmm.
When I say he a weak king, this is what I mean. Nothing has changed between him and Daemon.
Nothing. They hadn't spoke. That nigga went off to the countryside and never to be seen again. And the only reason why he came back because his wife died.
Yeah, Daemon been in Pentos. If it wasn't for this funeral, he'd still be in Pentos.
Yes, he would be.
There's no point in reconciling with somebody that don't want to reconcile.
Right.
Like he didn't even feel Daemon out to see if it, but I think Viserys is like, he's shuffling off the mortal coil, right?
Right. He's like, I'm getting older, you getting older.
He like, man, this shit ain't no big deal. We just need to have peace. We family. So he's like, man, it's a sad day. It's so tragic because I saw your daughters. They look just like their mom, and it's so beautiful. The gods can be cruel. And then Daemon goes, seems they've been especially cruel to you. And I was like, damn. Shots fired. What?
I mean, he aged like old cheese.
Right. He was like, the gods can be cruel. Seems they've been especially cruel to you.
That's what should have happened.
Damn. Like, why?
But what? Just shots fired.
Like this man was trying to make peace.
Right.
Like
he was like, nope.
You have to do him like that.
Right in front of my salad. Right in front of your salad, dog.
So Viserys is like, man, look, we just need to stop tripping. Come home to King's Landing. Bring your daughters. And Daemon's like, Pentos is my home now, and it's my children's home. And then Viserys is like, fam, I can help you out, give you a place on the court, help you with your needs. And Daemon's like, I need nothing.
Yeah, you ain't learned from him winning that war that he don't want nothing from you, sir. He don't want to hand down a nickel or penny. He was like, look, me and my kids will stay at the weekly hotel rate and pay $135 a week before I take my ass back up there with you, sir.
Yes, like he was reading this man for filth. He don't like you. He don't want to talk to you. Y'all not friends.
He was like, and why would I go back? Because you got Otto back there. That nigga don't like me.
Right.
That's how I end up getting the position on the police force and shit. Nope.
Right.
And not your funny. And I don't blame him on that one. For what?
So then Otto comes over and says, sorry for your loss, my prince. And then Daemon reads him for filth. Mm-hmm. He says, no matter how fat the leech grows, it always wants another meal. Basically saying, Otto, you a leech on my family. You don't, fuck you. You ain't shit either.
Nope, because you're the reason why I ended up getting kicked out. I had to leave in the first place. Nope.
Oh my God. He came to this funeral as the what do you call it? The widower. Mm-hmm. He knew everybody was gonna wish their deepest sympathies and condolences.
He didn't want none of that shit.
And he was letting the chopper spray. He was ready for them. He was waiting on them at the door. Like, First of all, you're old and you're about to die. Fuck you. And you ain't nothing but a leech sucking on my family's teeth, trying to get some motherfucking meals, bitch. Fuck you too. And so then Rhae sees all of this, and she's calculating. Like, oh, okay, Otto is the hand of the king. Daemon don't fuck with Otto.
Yeah, she did a lot of walking around, like looking across the room. Like it was a lot of looking, trying to read lips and shit. It was a lot of that happening for her, trying to see what was actually happening.
She was scheming this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect it. I came out of this episode with more respect for almost every single character than I had going in.
I can see that. Yes.
Straight up. Because y'all root for people to win the throne. I don't. I root for the game. Okay, I root for the artiste. I root for the technique. Okay, I don't have a favorite team. I love good basketball. I want to see the crossover. I want to see the no look pass. That's what I'll be looking at. This week was full of them, just highlights.
The 3-point shots.
Yeah, I was looking at highlights this week. Y'all in this silly ass. I want I want my favorite team to win. Congratulations, you basic bitch. But for me, I'm analyzing the game within the game, baby. And everybody was playing this shit. So then Rhae sees the shit. She sends her kids to bed.
Mm-hmm. She was like, go to bed. And looking like, but mama, the sun's still out.
Right.
Don't give a fuck. Go to bed.
Yeah, she said, I'm about to listen. Mama got to do what mama got to do. She should have been telling them that while she was cinching up her fucking the top of her shirt and pushing her titties together. Like that's how much. She's like, y'all got to go to bed. Mama got to go to work. Put some lipstick on. Y'all, good night.
Right. They're mad. They're like, what you mean go to sleep?
So then Viserys tells Alicent he gonna go to bed, which is just, he's washed. He's a washed king now. Okay.
Yes, he old as shit.
Yeah. He's like this. My man. And he didn't just say Alicent, y'all. He was like, I'm going to bed, Aemond. That's his dead wife's name. He called her his dead wife's name.
I was like, this nigga got Alzheimer's.
It's not even called Alzheimer's. It's Alzheimer's. But yes, he's got
my
something.
bad. Called it the black version. My bad.
He got old timers. I don't know. But he was like, yeah, Aemond, I'm going to bed. And Sir Harold tried to like correct him in the background. Like, do you want me to watch the Queen Alicent, your wife, sir? You know, not Aemond. And then he was like, nah, she good.
She got it.
And then Sir Criston becomes the person in charge of security for the night once Sir Harold and the king go back to his chambers. So then Aegon done got drunk. He laying down, pissed drunk.
Told you he been doing shots all night.
And so here's the thing though. They did something in this episode a lot of people didn't like. I didn't like it when I first saw the episode, but I don't know if maybe they changed it or maybe my TV settings changed, but it was too dark and it was definitely too dark when I watched it the first time. But I recorded a later showing and it wasn't as dark. And I don't know if it's something I did or something they did, because I don't think I changed anything on my TV really. But or maybe I changed it that night and I haven't changed it back. But
changed some kind of setting.
After I changed the settings and turned up the brightness, I could see. But the thing is, supposedly they recorded that in day.
You wouldn't have
and
known
then they
it.
did some sort of like post editing decision to make it nighttime, even though it was daytime. And so that's why it looks like that.
But whoever did that, they just made it too dark for most people's.
I agree. I think it was too dark.
Yeah, because you could have did that without it being that dark.
I get why they wanted to film that at night, but why they wanted things to happen at night. But I also wonder, logistically in the filming, there must have been something. Like it could not have it must have been there. Like, listen, we want to film certain shit. We just gonna have to film it during the day because something's happening at night where we can't film it at night, and we'll post edit, because they got more money than God. We'll make it nighttime digitally.
Yeah, and whoever made the decision, I don't know if they didn't pay attention to the tent. It's like they tinted the windows and they was like, we're gonna make it where the police will pull you over. It's like, bitch, lighten this up.
Yeah, but anyway, once I changed the settings on my TV, it looked fine.
Yes,
I actually thought it looked pretty cool. But I was not ready for that Sunday night. I was like, what the fuck? Focus. What is happening?
Right?
Anyway, so it does turn to night. Like I said, Aegon's pissed drunk. Otto, his granddaddy, wakes him up, because he's Alicent's daddy and this is grandson, wakes him up by kicking him. So much for don't put your hands on the prince, right?
Right.
And then makes him go to bed in shame in front of other people. Like, don't get your ass to bed, you drunk motherfucker.
Right.
And then Aemond sees this. He's the youngest, the one that they gave the pig dragon, the pink drag. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we outside. I'm staying up. I ain't drunk.
Mm-mm. He can go to bed. I ain't got to go to bed.
Once again, this kid is so fucking scary to me because he seemed like he about that life. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I felt it in my spirit. Okay. I called this shit last week. I didn't know it was going to happen. I don't read books, but boy, he was about to get into it. So then we also see Laenor go to bed in shame. He's so drunk. Carl has to escort him to bed. And Vaemond and Corlys look on like, look at this nigga. He's also a disgrace. Mm-hmm. And like he looked drunk. Maybe he was just so sad and his pants was wet from standing. I don't know. I think he was drunk. But he looked drunk. Mm-hmm. So and we know that he liked the party, you know. So then Vhagar, Laena's old dragon, Laena died. Vhagar's flying around the clouds above the castle, and Aemond looks at it flying around, and he leaves. All right. Then we cut to Rhaenys and Corlys in the great hall of the castle, by the fireplace, and they having a discussion. Rhaenys blames Daemon for Laena's death.
Yeah, but he didn't have nothing to do with that, but yeah.
But she blames him, and here's why. You say he had nothing to do with it, but here's why. She says he wouldn't let her come home and give birth with they maesters in their castle. And he knows that she knows that Laena wanted to do that. And we know that Laena wanted to do that because she told him that that's what she wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, he didn't, like, I assume time passed between that conversation they had and when she had the baby, and she ended up having that baby or trying to have that baby in Pentos, meaning she never got to come home. Mm-mm. And so it did make me think, like, yeah, that might have been like that. It's not saying he killed her, but like in her mind, I'm sure she wasn't trying to be this woke, but you know, we know about Black maternal health. Okay.
Yeah. And also
she said she needed to be in there with their doctor.
Message.
Right. And like I've said before, who knows, they might have had rituals or something like specifically for them that they do that the people in Pentos might not do. Not that it probably may not have made a difference, but that's not the point. The point is that she wanted to be home, and that's all that mattered. She should have put at this end. They would have been like, at least if she would have died, she would have died at home.
And Corlys is like, well, look, you know, Pentos got good surgeons. They as well trained as our maesters. You trying to blame Daemon, but it's just an act of the gods. And Rhaenys says the gods are scorning them for an act of insatiable pride. And Corlys like, what you talking about, Willis? And Rhaenys is like, you know what I'm talking about. And he was like, but you should have been queen. You my queen to be.
Yeah, and he's hot. He's mad about that. He
goes on about it, and she says, stop. Okay, stop telling lies. We don't need this. Okay,
stop doing that. Stop telling lies, bro. Stop telling lies, bro. You heard what I just told you, right?
Yeah, she was like, we got money.
The lies.
We not wanting for anything.
Yeah, she's like, it's not about my pride. It's about your ego. You want to be on the throne yourself. Because if I'm on the throne, then you on the throne. Mm-hmm. And you want to do it for your own patronage and family name. And, you know, I've been over this shit. Okay, I'm Hillary Clinton to the bullshit. I'll be on Twitter making jokes. I don't care no more. Mm-hmm. You the one won't let it go. And now our fucking kids are dying because of your lust for power and chasing this goddamn throne.
Yeah, and to go back a few episodes ago, when they was talking, she was like, at what cost? She was like,
yeah,
our family's going to get involved, and we could, and she said it 2 or 3 episodes ago. She was like, we could actually lose our children. She was like, this is very important, you know. She was like, because if our children are tied up or can be descendants to the throne, that means when the shit go down, people are going to attack them because they are associated with it.
So the other part of this is his lust for power has never really truly been the center of the conversation. She's the only person that's ever called him out and said, this is actually about you.
Right.
And she's the only one that She's the only one that can.
Agreed.
Because anybody else he can just hide behind. No, it's about my wife. Y'all did her wrong. She is his wife. And she's like, I don't care that they did me wrong. You do. And so he says, what is this brief mortal life if not the pursuit of legacy? And she says, legacy might be why you live your life. I want Driftmark to pass through Laena's line to Baela, to true Velaryon blood. Say we are doing it to honor her memory. Essentially saying, we're going to cut our son out of the inheritance of Driftmark. We'll use the funeral as an opportunity to say it's an emotional decision. No one will really argue with it.
No, they won't.
And then, but what we're really saying is, what Rhaenys is saying is, I don't want Rhaenyra and her fucking bastard kids on the throne here.
Right, and not here. They can do it over there, but not here.
And he's like, but that'll just cast a bigger shadow over those kids' legacy. Rhaenyra's kids. People already think they bastards. And she said, nigga, they is bastards. That's the fucking point.
Right. You act like people don't realize this already.
And then he says, she says, look, those babies are not of your blood. And you know it. Those babies are salt and pepper to taste. Okay.
Just a plain Jane as they want to be.
They be shopping at American Eagle. Their blood, they're not of your blood, but Laena's children are. Those children are your legacy. And he said, history does not remember blood, it remembers names. And he snatched his hand back and walked off. And so this is where I said two things. One, I think it's some patriarchal shit, because I also wonder if he would even want a girl on the throne of Driftmark.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Because the way that he kind of said some stuff in the past and other episodes leads me to believe that he also, as much, he goes up for his wife as a monarch because he's married to his wife.
Right.
And that means by proxy, he would be on the throne. But I don't think he truly is with that equality. And maybe I'm wrong, but the show hasn't shown me that I am. And then, and that's a bit of an assumption, but I think it's reasonable. The second reason, he's so pressed for power, he know them boys ain't none of his kin, and he still would want them on the throne for the clout. Like, but look at this, for the clout, these babies have our last name. Luke, until they take the throne, remember, Luke and Jace, their last names is Velaryon until they take the throne. So it's a flex for him in a way, and that was ugly. That jumped out of him. Like, them black babies is your babies. What you doing, bro? So I don't know. Like I said, maybe I don't want to read too much into it, obviously, and maybe I am pushing it or whatever, but
yeah,
something about this dude fell off.
And it's like they both have valid points, because he was like, I understand, but 100 years from now, you think they're gonna actually remember that shit? They're gonna remember names.
No, he's absolutely right in what he's saying, but he knows.
Right.
And she knows.
Correct.
And everybody else knows. And he's still playing that game. And I think, that's one of the things was like, yeah, you right, but I'm peeping why you're right. And you're leaning into, I don't care because it's my family name. And that's all I care about.
Right.
Anyway, on the beach in the pitch darkness.
Right. In the pitch black.
Rhaenyra and Daemon are walking down the beach. These niggas love sneaking out alone. And you would think that there would still be hard feelings and shit, but she can't stay mad at Daemon.
She can't.
Heart wants what the heart wants. So she tells him that Laenor has been restless for years, but now that his sister is dead, he's gonna be useless. Which makes sense. I mean,
yeah, ain't gonna be good for nothing.
We've seen Laenor. He's at the funeral crying and shit. Take me with her, Lord. It's a wrap.
I ain't trying to jump in the casket.
And she says, look, everybody know our marriage is a farce, especially me. But at least I'm trying to maintain appearances.
Right. Image, she ain't even trying to do that.
Like, Laenor just be out at the club every day, getting this motherfucking,
right, and
getting this groove on.
Everybody know he be out there doof, doof, doof,
yeah.
Doof, doof.
So then Daemon says, well, that's because you got more to lose. So you got to keep up appearances. You got to be with your kids and pretend to be a mom. Now, they've never shown us any of this. It's all off screen. And of course, we gotta assume that Rhaenyra is telling the truth, even though I think she may be a bit of an unreliable narrator when it comes to like, I'm the victim here, and it's just, oh, it's so crazy. But she says, look, man, we did try to have some kids, but there was no joy in it. He gay, and I wasn't coming. I don't know.
Right.
It just,
I don't want to tell you, it just didn't work out.
And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I know y'all, that's enough for most of y'all, and I get it, especially y'all that Rhaenyra have. But I remember a woman by the name of Marjorie Tyrell. She would have got it done. Okay, she would have brought Carl up in that bedroom and been like, "Listen, you suck, I swallow. We having a fucking baby today. On today, I don't care what we have to do.
Pastry dish, whatever we got to do, bitch.
Like I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, Carl, you lay on top of me and you put it in my hole, but you kiss Carl. I don't give a fuck. We're having an heir.
Come on. Threesome, whatever it takes.
You gonna let a little bit of sexuality stop? You gonna let a sexual preference stop you? She would have put on some motherfucking football pads and some fucking eye paint, and she would have did steroids. She would have did whatever she needed to do. She's like, I don't give a fuck. And so I was a little bit like, Rhae ain't want it bad enough. And it's fine. She's had an easier life than Marjorie. Like, yes,
she did.
Some of these people, they playing the game. They trying to come up from different angles. Rhaenyra is kind of playing from the angle of she's had a level of privilege that a lot of people that understand and want the throne have it. So she ain't gonna get but too dirty. She like, oh my God, this dick wouldn't get hard. I quit. Like, we tried 3 times.
Versus somebody was like, I've been homeless and in my car.
Right.
Never again.
Right. So like some people on that, I ain't never going back.
Never going
Can't
back.
go back.
I will never be hungry again.
And so let's say y'all were like, okay, that's unfair. This nigga's gay. She couldn't make him. I agree. Y'all right. I'm tripping. Okay. But she still could have fucked another Velaryon.
Right. Nobody would have cared as long as they had silver hair.
That nigga Vaemond looked like he subscribed to Blacks on Blondes. Bring him over. Okay? Bring him over. He would have hit. Like somebody would have understood. Fuck Corlys then. He would, as power hungry as Corlys is, he would have been like, listen, don't tell Rhaenys. Let's go ahead and take care of this. Get my blood on the throne. But no, she ain't want it bad enough, and that's fine. She's comes from a level of privilege where maybe she don't have to want it that bad. But I'm just saying, it was ways. Talking about some joy.
Because she looked like she too good to suck dick.
You know how many of y'all?
I'm not sucking your dick.
You know how many of us are joyless ass offsprings?
Right, we sure are.
It ain't gotta be no joy. I met some of y'all parents. There's no way y'all was joy babies. It's a lot of mistakes, surprises, and just because we had to.
A lot of oops.
It's a lot of,
a lot of I couldn't leave.
A lot of Tristan Thompson ass babies walking around right the fuck now.
Come on. A lot of because the law.
Anyway, I'm just saying. So she was like, but I found my joy elsewhere in Sir Harwin breakbacks. And it felt good to be desired, if you know what I mean. And he said, I did hear that Sir Harwin was knocking that motherfucking pussy out the box. And she was like, oh, high five. And then she was like, he was, and I trusted him. And I should have stopped him from going back to Harrenhal. You know, the curse is strong. And Daemon was like, the curse? Is that what we calling this nigga getting arson to death? That sounds more like your girl, the queen, Alicent, and her homeboy, Sir Otto. They was probably there, trying to burn them up so they could get their power back.
Yeah, he already got the conspiracy because he, do dirt know what do dirt is. He was like, he might as well say, yeah, because I'm the one that killed my wife, so I know something. I know when the death is real death and somebody done orchestrated something.
Yeah, he's like, I be killing people.
Right, so I would know. I
know them raps, and then keep in mind too, like we know Otto actually probably. Well, actually, we don't know that. I was about to say something crazy. I strike that from the record. I'm about to say we know Otto didn't have nothing to do with it. We actually don't know that shit.
Don't know.
Otto could be fucking using Larys as a puppet. I don't know. But what I was gonna say is we know that it was Larys for sure taking a hint from the queen that killed them niggas. It was definitely murder. But Rhae, and once again, little slow on the uptake. She like, you really think Alicent capable of murder? I'm like, right. Everybody in this motherfucking show capable of murder. That's how you get on the show. Okay, that's the casting call. Central casting is like, oh, will you kill a motherfucker? Okay, you gotta roll. You're in the Game of Thrones.
You in the game.
You in the Game of Thrones. Like, ain't no pacifists on Game of Thrones.
It's like, you think she's gonna be the queen and not protecting her daddy back? But like this, how the fuck did her daddy get his old job back?
Right. So maybe Daemon put her up the game or something. Maybe she hadn't thought of herself. Maybe she was playing dumb. But I really needed Rhae to be like, oh yeah, I'm right. I'm writing, taking notes. But then he goes, Rhae, each of us is capable of depravity, and more than you would believe. And she says, oh, I believe it if you doing it, because your ass definitely depraved. And he's like, wow,
You gonna call me out like that?
Wow, you just I'm a whole murderer. Why don't you be specific with my depravity then, bitch?
Right. I mean, if we gonna do it, I mean, I've done so many depravities. You got to be specific on which one I done did.
Which one? You talking about when I finger banged you in the whorehouse, or you talking about when my lady wife mysteriously died by horse slam? Which one you mean?
Right. Or you talk about when me and my boys went out and then sliced people up in the middle of the street. Which one you talking about?
Wow, I know you ain't bringing up that shit, but her example of his depravity was, and this is when I knew I was like, Rhae, no. But she was like, you left me alone. You abandoned me. And I was like, wait, what? That's the depravity?
Right. And he was like, you was a fucking kid.
I'm like, wake up. Yeah, he's like, you was a child. And she was like, well, look at my life. It's become a droll tragedy.
She became the victim so quick. Put out all the white woman tears.
Didn't she? And he says, well, my life is whack as fuck too. Do it look like I'm happy? And I said, nothing can make these spoiled, entitled whites happy. Just one of the reasons I don't really be rooting for nobody. Okay? Because look at these people. And it's so weird. Because in real life, niggas hate white people like this.
Yes.
But as soon as they put this fucking camera on, they be like, I want the rich, entitled white woman to win. Okay? That's what I need to happen. And everyone needs to get out of her motherfucking way.
Get down and lay down.
I'm like, no, fuck all these people. I hate these people. These are the worst kind of fucking people. Just Succession with dragons. But anyway, so then she was like, listen, I don't even know much about your life. You talking about my life is fucked up. Okay. Well, I don't even know if your life is fucked up because you don't even be fucking talking to me like that.
Right. We ain't wrote no letters, nothing.
Right.
I ain't got no postcard, no email.
She was like, she said, did you even love Laena? And he was like, we was happy enough. I said, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. She gave you them babies. Look at you. Ain't shit, Daemon.
Yeah, she might as well say, you went private on social media. I couldn't even follow you.
Can't happy enough. That in itself is a great achievement.
Yeah, because she was like, I was never happy in my marriage.
And then she says, I'm sorry for your loss. And he's like, well, I guess I am lucky because at least I can mourn my loss in public. Because your baby daddy just got, and his daddy got burnt to smithereens. You can't even say shit.
Right. You can't even cry in the public. You got to cry by yourself.
And that was when the thing I was hoping wouldn't happen started to happen, y'all. They was on that beach. And Rhaenyra reached up and touched his face all slow in the darkness.
Right. And she was like, but guess who ain't a kid now?
She said, look at me now. Grown. Okay. I'm 117 pounds of all niece. And I'm ready.
and I'm not underage no more.
I'm ready for adult situations. I was like, oh no, baby. Not at the funeral with your husband upstairs.
All right.
With his sleeping with his
in
his bed.
And y'all 50 yards away on the beach, right, up underneath a wrecked ass ship. And all I did was look at the TV. I was like, these niggas.
Not in earshot of the party. What y'all doing?
Right.
At the repast.
I mean, anybody could walk up on y'all.
And so then, look, an ad for the dating app Dragons Only came on the screen. I downloaded it just to see what's out there. And after that, he smashed her relative cakes to incesty smithereens.
He did.
Proving that once again, he ain't impotent. And I stand on this. And apparently, not just for black women. Okay? Black women and nieces. Maybe it's women with drag. I don't know. But he didn't have performance problems this time. And they filmed it all weird. It was all sweet and tender.
It was.
It was like a beautiful love scene between an uncle and a niece.
Ugh.
Just familyswap.com, just all on your screen. As the family grieves in the castle, and they are just family fucking on the shore.
Right. You're like, what is happening here?
And Karen was like, well, at least if she gets pregnant, the baby will have white hair.
Yeah, for real. The baby was gonna have white hair.
And I said, and 12 toes. Okay. It's gonna have a few extra chromosomes up in that piece too. But then Aemond, remember him? He snuck off when he saw the dragon. This little badass nigga goes wandering off, ends up running up on Vhagar, who's probably grieving himself.
He is because you didn't mention it, but when they was at the funeral, you actually heard the dragon cry out off in the distance. I was like, oh, the poor dragon mourning.
So she, the baby is crying and shit. The baby all sad. It's like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, the dragon is all sad. And it's just sitting in there trying to be left alone. But here comes motherfucking Aemond hot wiring the dragon. I guess he just watched How to Tame Your Dragon a couple times. He watched a YouTube tutorial or something. This motherfucker tamed that dragon. Took it for a joyride. The audacity. I knew this little nigga was going to be a problem last week. I could see it in him. Like the other one is goofy and dangerous in a goofy way, but he looked like a fuck up, I just want to jack off the window and try to fuck the handmaidens and shit. This nigga Aemond, boy, he got a different drive. He got hustle. He got grit. He got grind. He be reading the history books he saves his browser tabs on the conquerors and the tyrants. You could tell.
And not only that, he actually pays it. You could tell. I was like, oh, he somewhat pays attention to
that's
shit
what I'm saying
happening around him, right?
Yeah, I think he be known. Like he was like when he talked about his sister, like, yeah, I'll fucking marry our sister and have babies with her. The old ways, keep the Velaryon blood pure. I was like, this nigga sound a little third right to me. I'm a little too steeped in his history books. But
that Aryan blood pure.
Yeah. And so he walks up to Vhagar, and Vhagar is like, hey man, don't make me light your ass on fire. He's like, heal in High Velaryon. Sit, roll over, play dead.
Right.
And it was about to blow fire. He said, don't you spit no fire on me. Now sit down. I'm about to hop on top of you and ride you.
Because Vhagar was looking like, bitch, did I tell you to leave it alone?
And so he hopped on the fucking dragon, and the dragon tried to shake him off. He was like, nope, rodeo riding this shit. And then the dragon started flying, and he's holding on for dear life.
Vhagar was like, oh, bitch, you want to ride me? Let's see if you can ride. That nigga took off like a rocket ship. He
was flying through birds. He did a steep dive. This shit like something from Top Gun.
Right, and he wanted to be sure, oh, if you gonna ride me, I'll fucking kill you.
Listen, this little motherfucker rode that dragon
like a fucking trooper,
broke the dragon in, hopped off, you my dragon now, and went on inside. Meanwhile, this is happening. The two little black girls, Baela and Rhaenyra, they see this nigga out the window like somebody done dragon jack mama car.
Right. They looked at there like, what a dragon at? Ain't the dragon supposed to be in spot number 5?
Right. Aemond out there wanting to do hood rat shit with his friends or whatever. And she was like, and they like, they got Jace like, hey, this nigga stole mama dragon. And Jace like, oh, okay, this is some bullshit. On the beach, Rhaenyra wakes up alone, walks over. Daemon's already awake. So he put it down. He put her to sleep, y'all. It's a wrap. That, like, Uncle Dick apparently is undefeated on this show. He put her to sleep. He on the beach looking at the dragon fly off and shit. And she's like, who's on the dragon? And then we see Aemond comes in to the castle in the kids area. And he come in big, like swag the fuck out. Like he was strolling up in there with such like it.
He was like, I accomplished something.
Yeah, like he walked up in there with all the fucking like he walked up in that building like, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He spin around pointing at people and shit.
Yeah. I got a new dragon.
Oh shit, you ain't seen my dragon outside?
Yeah.
Hey, get money. Hey.
Keep in mind, Vhagar the biggest dragon.
Yep, she said he's the largest dragon that's alive right now. Because there was dragons larger than Vhagar, but they're no longer alive. So literally, her dragon is the largest dragon alive.
Right.
And and this is just me. I think where the kids fucked up, they actually should have got adults, but they was like, nope, we're gonna take care of this ourselves.
Yeah. I don't know where the adults was at. Okay. I don't know who was supposed to be taking care of these kids.
I don't know, but nobody was watching them.
These are some Drea Michelle ass babysitters. Okay, so they no babysitters around. So now the kids got to handle this on their own. Mm-hmm. So you got Jace and Luke. That's Rhaenyra and Laenor, Sir Harwin Breakback's kids. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then you got, of course, Baela and Rhaena. That's Daemon and Laena, the late Laena's kids, right? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of us were under the assumption that them little girls, especially the one that doesn't have a dragon, Baela, that the dragon, Rhaena doesn't have a dragon. We thought, well, she'll get the dragon. Her mom literally gave her a speech by the fire, like, and there's other ways to get a dragon, mm-hmm. and you don't have to da. So I think a lot of us were like, oh, her mom died. That little girl's gonna get the dragon. Well, she thought that too. So she came up and was like, hey, what the fuck? You stole my mama dragon.
Right.
And he was like, yo, mama dead. Vhagar has a new rider now. And the delivery this kid gave, this actor, perfect.
He's an ass. Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it's so good. I love a villain. He laid it down. This little Aryan little motherfucker.
He was like, y'all was too goddamn slow. You should have took your ass out there and claimed it.
And so she was like, he was mine to claim. He said, then you should have claimed him. Mm-hmm. And maybe your cousins can find you a pig to ride. It would suit you. And it was such a good line. It felt racist. I'm not saying it was racist,
but it felt like it
felt
did.
Race. I said, this racist little motherfucker. And nothing in the show even hinted that it was about race.
No, but the way he delivered it, I was like, did he call them some niggas? I don't know what's happening here. Did he call them mixed kids?
I'm like, does he hate his cousins so much? He don't even know these two cousins. Like, I can see if he was talking shit about his Jason and Luke, but he don't even fuck with Baela and Rhaena to be talking down to them, talking about it would suit you. Why would it suit them? Anyway, Rhaena charged at his ass. She gets thrown down. Then Baela punched this motherfucker in the face, just walked up like Ray J and socked that nigga. And then she socked his ass back. He socked her ass back and she fell down.
Like a champ. He was like, oh, word, you throwing punches, take a punch.
And after he punched her, he was talking shit. He was like, I'll feed you to my dragon. The dragon I just stole from your dead mama. How would you like that? And then that's when Jace and Luke can't take no more. Luke runs up. He get punched. I think he broke his nose.
Yeah.
Like at that point, it was like crack, like this crack. It was later, and the Meister later said it was broke. So he broke this little nigga's nose. Okay,
that's the smallest one. Yeah,
he was punching hard.
He was like, yeah, he was like, if you're gonna run up, you're gonna get done up.
And then Jace tried to give him some, and he gave some to Jace instead. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? I know you hate to give him credit, but Sir Kristen be teaching them boys, don't
That's
he?
what I said. I said, ooh, he taught them how to fend for themselves. He showed them this is what you do. I was like, oh, that nigga. And it wouldn't be surprising if he was training them outside of what people were seeing. I was like, oh, he's took the time to actually train them on how to literally defend themselves. Because he was giving all four of them the motherfucking business.
Sir Kristen gave them boys 2 a days or something. And apparently Aemond paid all the attention. Because he had something, he was Cobra Kai on their ass all day. And so finally, they all start jumping his ass, which honestly should have been the plan from jump.
From the beginning, they should have been trying to. No, you can't do like kung fu, go one by one. Y'all got to be like, you know what? Let's all jump it together.
And what's crazy when you watch the show is these some little ass kids, y'all. But the violence was real,
real, wasn't it?
So he starts choking Luke. And Luke, Luke is going down, and
I thought I was gonna kill him.
No, he's touching Luke, the youngest one, and so he was about to hit him with a rock. I said,
yes, he picked the rock.
We about to watch a child murder, y'all.
Yes, he did. He picked the rock. I was like, was he about to kill him?
I said, he gonna bring this little nigga, and he says as he's choking him, "You will die screaming in flames, just as your father did, bastards." And then the little one don't know. So he said, my father's still alive, Laenor. And he was like, he doesn't know, does he? Lord Strong. And I said, oh, they got to cut this nigga. They got to cut this nigga. So then Jace pulled out a knife. And I said, you goddamn right. That man, well, you fight on that lie. He out here just saying it out loud. It's got to be a penalty paid.
Yeah, this is the oldest boy. He was like, what you not gonna do is do that shit.
He pulled out a motherfucking switchblade or some shit, and he started swinging on his hand like, but he was missing them, and then he got hit upside the head with the rock. But it made him have to drop Luke, the youngest. So finally, he's about to hit Jace with the rock as Jace is laying on the ground, and Jace plays dirty, throws some dirt in Aemond's eyes.
Yep.
And Aemond can't see. And then that's when Jace,
the baby one.
Yeah, that's when Luke picked up the knife and cut him in the fucking face with the knife. He cut Aemond right on the eye. And that's when motherfucking Sir Harold came over like, hey, break it up, kids. What's going on over here?
He fucked him up.
Cease this at once. And
it was like, oh, this goddamn commotion. These kids out here brawling and nobody here don't hear shit.
I've been telling y'all every week, they got some badass kids on this show. These kids are bad. They don't know nothing. They do entitled, spoiled, rich. These are some ghetto ass children. Keep your children out of the fucking street. And so then he Sir Harold looks at Aemon's face like, oh damn, by the gods, this is gods, be gentle or something, be merciful. They go to the king's room. Viserys tired. He went to bed 7 hours ago.
You know he did. He got his early bird special and was like, dinner was at 4. The fuck am I up again for?
Right. By the way, can I just say, I forget the actor's name. Matter of fact, I'll look it up. Actor who plays Viserys. Can we give this man, Harry Lloyd, some fucking props? Damn, he has played this man at so many ages, and his body language, shout out to makeup and hair and stuff, but it's not just the makeup and hair that's selling it. It's like his body language, his breathing, his posture, like it's very
you can tell he's getting older. Yeah,
it's not just getting older though, because everyone on the show's getting older. He's dying. He's,
okay, yeah.
Like I don't think he's that much older than Daemon even. It's just. But he's got some type of ailment that we've seen,
just been slowly eating his body to pieces.
Right. Explains his hands off leadership. But he is dying, and every episode he's like playing a different version of his character. And in this one, he's so exasperated. Like he's always kind of feels like Ben Affleck with that cigarette.
Yes, we stand outside like he done had a fucking mouth.
I
love that meme.
He always feels like the meme of the Popeyes worker when that chicken sandwich came out.
Oh, yes, just I'm over this bullshit.
But this episode was the most like, y'all, why? I can't even go to bed.
I can't even rest.
It's a fucking funeral, dog. Y'all niggas are up fighting.
But like, he looking like, damn. It was a fault and death at the wedding. Now y'all cutting niggas at the funeral. Like, damn, come on, dog.
It's never his fault. Like, it's never some shit he did. He's not a tyrant. He's not the one being like, kill this nigga. He's the one being like, why we got to kill people?
Right.
Can't we just talk? He's just the fucking Jimmy Carter of kings. Like, man, why y'all making me one term? I'm trying to help. But anyway, So then he's mad. He's going on, at the Carter on the security. Why y'all swore oaths to protect my blood? There's like, nigga, your blood did the slicing. It's like, which side? Your family fucking each other up.
Right. Because both of them technically is related to you.
The Meister is like, listen, I stitched the wound. It looks terrible, but his eye, the wound to heal, his eye is gone, baby.
Yeah.
Alicent goes, slaps Aemond. Slaps Aegon, the oldest. Slaps his ass up.
Where were you? That nigga was drunk. He been out there doing jello shots all night.
By the way, Aegon's terrible, but I honestly felt a little bit bad for him this week. He went to the funeral, got drunk, he bored. He was just trying to mind his business this week. He didn't cause no real problems. He got slapped. He's like, why you slap me for? She said, because you wasn't there. And you're lucky I just slapped you because your brother lost the eye. Yeah, that's who really got a problem. You're like, right, but I didn't do that either.
Right. I was in my room minding my business. That shit nobody told that nigga to do that.
So then Corlys enters, gathers up his granddaughters, and he came in because it's his house. And he came in with his my house energy. He's like, what is the meaning of this? Like he came in very like, I pay the rent up in here.
Very old manny.
And then he, of course, grabbed them little black babies. Like, these are mine. And, of course, all the babies got beat up. All the children got blood on them and shit.
Right. All the children that got fucked up. Got black eyes, broken noses.
Rhaenyra comes in and she grabbed her little bastards together. She like, what happened? Oh, they hit you upside the head with a rock? And then the kids start yelling about who fault it is.
Right, because they're kids. And
then Otto is looking on. Daemon comes slide up in the room, but he leaning on the door like he barely there. And he all nonchalant, smelling like knee sex, I'm sure. And Viserys tells everybody like, hey, calm down, shut the fuck up. Okay? And then Jace is telling his mom like, Aemond called us bastards. And she is pissed. And so then Viserys asks Aemond, what happened? Tell me the truth of it. And Alicent is like cutting him off. It's obvious he was maimed, and Rhae little badass kids did the shit. So we need to fuck them up. And then Rhae, who wasn't even there, is like, it was obviously an accident. And then Alicent like, an accident? Your child brought a knife to the ambush that killed my baby.
Yeah, because in her mind, it's all about her and them kids. And then she was like, this was basically an attempt to kill my kids.
Right. And I'm not, in this altercation, I don't feel like Rhae's kids were bad, but Rhae's kids are bastards, so
Yeah, you got to be prepared because people looking at y'all crazy.
Yeah, so and one of them did cut the other motherfucker.
It
is the truth,
right? He got sliced up.
So yeah, she was like, it was he brought a knife to an ambush, and she was like, Rhae's like, it was my son who was attacked and forced to defend themselves against vile insults. And then King Viserys like, what insults? And I'm like, nigga, you know which insults. Come on, brother. Come on. It's been the same insults the whole goddamn time. Come on, Viserys. Stop playing.
Everybody been telling you the whole time.
What insults? We gotta act like you surprised every fucking time, bro.
Of course.
You know which insult it was.
Because he gonna live on that lie.
Them ain't Laenor's kids.
No, they ain't.
Okay? And so he was like, so what insults? They called us bastards. And then Rhae finally played the big joker. And this is why I gotta give her props. Okay. She's put herself in a hard position. Mm-hmm. But some of it, it's been chosen for her. So she wouldn't have done none of the shit she had her druthers, right? Mm-hmm. But she's been put in a tough position. And so she like playing the card she got, but she still got the big joker, which is it's against the fucking law to question the birthright of her kids. Period. Don't matter if they walking around looking like they ain't gonna have white hair or none of that shit. Don't matter.
Right. Don't
Plain
matter.
featured as they will, you keep doing it. And who been doing it? Alicent the most. Running around talking to Sir Kristen on her podcast about the shit. So
come on, they got a whole fucking mini series about it.
Yeah, so we know. It's like when Cardi sued that blogger, like she pulled a big joker, like, bitch, prove it then. We don't have DNA tests yet. So it's against the law. And she like, I want Aemond questions so we can learn where he heard it from. Because we all know where he heard it from.
Yes, we do.
So Alicent is like, all of a sudden she put over an insult. My son has lost an eye. It's like, first of all, he lost his eye over that insult. But secondly, what you mean an insult? This is your whole point of like, I'm claiming the throne. This is a big deal. It's not just an insult. But she's trying to downplay it because she's scared. She knows it's coming back to her.
Right.
So Viserys like, hey, Mom, what you heard it for? Alicent keep trying to distract them.
Right.
She's like, kids just be talking. Maybe he saw it on TikTok. I don't know. Just, I mean, why do it matter? People just be talking.
Why do it matter? My son lost an eye. Let's go fucking something up. But whatever. So
then Alicent tried to change topics. Where's Laenor at? The child's father. I'd like to hear from him. I'm like, what they got to do with it?
Right. You know that man over there mourning.
Also, you don't think that's his father?
All of a sudden, he's his father.
And then lastly, she couldn't take it. And she had to make one more insult. So Rhae was like, I don't know where his father at. I couldn't sleep. I was out here walking on the beach getting my motherfucking incesty sex on.
Getting my back broke.
She didn't say that part, but we knew. Mm-hmm. She was like, I just went out for a walk. I couldn't sleep. Alice said like, oh, because he probably out there being gay and shit at the movies watching bros. With some of them young squires he like to hang around with and shit. And she was like, look, we ain't got time for Laenor to get here. And Sir Christian's bigoted ass, he laughed. He was like, he is gay on the low. And Sir Harold was looking at him like, what you laughing about? And he's like, oh, nothing. I'm just working. And then Viserys is like, I demand to know who spoke these lies, in quotes, to me. And then Aemond was like, okay, I can say it's my mom, because we all know that's the truth. She done told you the shit several times, so you know where I heard it from. But okay, I'm not stupid. I'm cunning. I'm crafty. It was my brother.
And he looked like, now why am I in it? He was like, I just came, did jello shots, got drunk, went to bed. I get blamed for you fucking up, and now you saying some other bullshit.
Yep.
Now why am I in it?
And he really looked at that like, me?
And you know why though? Why this is such a smart choice though? It's also revenge, because his brother don't fuck with him. His brother was the one that really set up the whole pig gang.
Right. He hadn't done that. I doubt he would have been that adamant about going to get the dragon.
Last week, Alicent was saying, please be nice to your brother. And he was like, why? He's a fucking weirdo, Mom. I don't like him. You see what I'm saying? So like, this is vengeance. It's so calculated and smart. Mm-hmm. It also doesn't implicate his mom.
Right.
And it's still the king's oldest son. He ain't gonna do shit to him for real. Right. So he's like, my brother told me that shit. Viserys said, Aegon, well, where you hear the lies at? And this is my low-key, when I rewatched it, this was probably my favorite scene of the episode. It was so funny. Because my man, Aegon was so like, why the fuck did you even put me in this shit?
Right. I didn't have nothing to do with this.
I done got slapped tonight. I done got kicked by my granddaddy. And now I'm getting blamed for the motherfucking threat to the crown.
Right.
I'm just here trying to fuck bitches and get drunk. Okay.
That's why I'm here.
I'm like, he probably got a hangover now. He probably breath smelling like wine.
Right. He was like, it was an open bar. Fuck. What's happening here?
So this is my favorite scene. Because Viserys is pressing him like, now where you hear from? And Aegon was like, nigga, everybody.
Which was smart on his end. He was like, everybody knows. Right. That was actually strategic on his part.
It was so funny. Go back and watch it. He goes, we know. It was like, I can't even come up with a good line. We know. Everybody knows. Just look at them. Like, look at them kids. Them fucking kids watch Friends, Not Living Single. Come on. Why are we doing this?
They do not watch Martin. The hell is this?
Why you got us going through this? Those are some Seinfeld ass babies. Stop. And don't none of y'all write in. I also watched Seinfeld and shit. I get it.
He was like, they be watching Frasier. The fuck is this, Grandpa?
Like, come on, bro. And so Viserys is like, all this needs to cease. Enough talking. I want an apology from everybody, and I want y'all to get along. And Alicent like, that's not good enough. I want justice. I want an eye for an eye. Literally cut out the little baby eye. And Viserys like, you just mad, girl. Chill out. You just saying that because you mad. Wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, nope, cut his eye out. And he's like, no. And then she said, okay, Sir Christian, cut the little boy out. And Sir Christian at first froze like, me? And she was like, Viserys says, stay your hand. And then Alicent was like, nope, that nigga is sworn to me. He in the Queen's Guard. He gonna cut that out because I said it. And I'll tell you what, I'll give him the privilege of choosing a privilege he did not grant my son. I said, oh, she is being motherfucking messy.
Mm-hmm.
You know I love it. Okay, I love some mess.
Okay, now back to the taking the table.
Right, was like you fuck my kid's eye up, or we're gonna take one of your kids' eyes.
Right, she was incensed, and I mean, if I'm being fair, no one saw what happened. It really don't matter to people what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Any mother that see her fucking son get his eye cut out is probably not going to be in the
right frame of mind.
In the frame of mind of like, well, you know, things happen. These things they're probably going to be like, I'll fucking kill a kid tonight. But anyway, it didn't really matter. So she was like, cut his fucking eye out. And then the king says, and Christian about to go do it. He said, as your protector, my queen. And Viserys says, this matter is finished. Do you understand? And let it be known, anyone else who has a tongue questioning these kids' lineage will have it removed. And then Rhae thanks him and try to get her kids out of there. She's like, all right, then bye. Thanks, daddy. And then Alicent is like, no. And she pulls a dagger from the king's belt, the dagger that later, 200 years later, kills the Night King. Mm-hmm. She pulls it out and she goes to getting all stabby like Roberto on Futurama.
She was like, nope, but like this, I'm going to get some blood from somebody today.
Right. Someone getting cut.
Mm-hmm. She was like, you know what? She said, fuck it, I'll do it myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She was
like, you can't.
But if a nigga cut me off, I'm going to fuck crazy. You understand?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cut me off. Don't do it. Don't cut me off. Don't do it.
That's how she was at. She
was like, you can't hide good help.
Okay. And so now it's a lot of commotion going on. She getting stabby. Daemon stops Kristen from interfering all smooth like.
Right. He was like, what you not gonna do is break this up. You know what he might as well said, let him fight.
Let him fight.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Right. He was like, if she bold enough to step out there, let her be bold enough to deal with the consequences of it.
She ain't got nothing to do with this. You ain't got nothing to do with this.
Nothing.
So he steps up like, leave this between family. You sit your ass over there.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you hear the king be like, you've gone too far. And then Otto is all like, no, drop the knife, baby. Don't do that. That's 5 to 10. And so my girl I'm sorry. No. It was Rhaenyra who said, you gone too far. So she goes, you gone too far. And Alicent with this knife, right, is being held up by Rhaenyra, who's stopping her from stabbing anybody in her kids. And now everybody in the party can see this bitch is stabby as fuck.
Right.
Okay. She's also crazy.
Right. They was like, their queen is unstable, basically.
Yeah. Like she's been able to be the good girl, the one who's just talking shit. She's just very upset with the way things have worked out. But until this point, she hasn't really played the game. I would even argue last week she really wasn't playing the game when Larys killed them people because she didn't really think this nigga would kill them people. She didn't even ask for that.
Right.
But she in the game now. You pull a knife out in front of everybody, nigga, you in the game.
You're playing now, regardless of if you want to or not. You're playing.
The fucking now entering the game, number 2. You know what I mean? She is in the game. So she pulled this fucking knife out, and Rhaenyra's like, "Look at you. You done went too far." And she is like, what have I done other than what was expected of me? Forever upholding the kingdom, the family, the law, while you flout all to do as you please. Where's duty? Where's sacrifice? It's trampled under your pretty foot again. And now you take my son's eye, and to even that you feel entitled? And I was like, ooh, I do love these bars.
Because she was bad, basically. You've been saying it. She was like, I've been sleeping with this old ass man. I've been having these kids. I did with my daddy. I did everything I was supposed to fucking do, and my kid loses an eye. You think I'm supposed to be cool with this shit? No.
Because, and someone wrote in this weekend, and I thought it was a great point. Because Rhaenyra is approaching it from entitlement of royalty and all this stuff. And Alicent is approaching it from believing in that all the bullshit, because she's had to live by the bullshit in order to be who she is, right? She's been like, I don't love this old nigga. I'm fucking him because that's what my daddy made me do, told me to do. And that's the best way to serve the kingdom.
Right. And if I had my choice, I wouldn't be here in the first place.
Right. And so Alicent is on some like, I played the game the right way. And you come in this motherfucking, you do whatever the fuck you want
to do.
And now my child is maimed. I fucking hate you. The mask is off. I want to kill your ass. But I loved it because then Rhaenyra says, exhausting, wasn't it? Hiding beneath the cloak of your own righteousness. But now they see you as you are. I said, oh, more bars. Oh, now I was like, Rhaenyra's playing the game.
Right, because she was like, you've been doing this bullshit the whole time. Every time I have a baby, you want to see, like, you've been actually just picking and nicking and picking and nicking at me, and nobody really pays that shit any attention. But now everybody can publicly see that you actually don't like me.
God, I loved it. This is so good. And it all started from the oldest son being like, nigga, we all know. So good. So then Viserys is like, you know, calm down, you're doing too much. And then Alicent cuts Rhae's hand, her wrist, before she drops the knife as they disengage. And they zoom in on like Rhaenyra's wrist as it's bleeding pretty bad, because of course this is Velaryon still, and this shit we've seen what it do.
Cuts through.
Yeah. And so then Aemond, I'm sorry, so they disengage. Viserys looks like, wait a minute, you really are crazy. Like, he just stares at Alicent like, okay, I thought you just complained. I didn't know you were fucking gonna stab my daughter, bitch. Like, this is a new level for me. Okay? He looked around the whole party.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
And then they go to their mutual corners, right? Aemond comes over, you know, face still cut up, eye, you know, closed,
fresh stitches,
right? And he says, do not mourn me, mother. It was a fair exchange. I may have lost an eye, but I gained a dragon.
I was like, oh, he about that life.
Listen,
he looked at the bigger picture.
Listen, okay, this is when I mean, no pun intended, he kept his eye on the prize. Okay,
he did.
This motherfucker's scary. He really, really, this boy is ready for the Game of Thrones already. He's a little, no one this young should be this fucking focused. He should be walking around somewhere like, oh my eye, I can't see, mama. This nigga was like, I got the biggest dragon. I don't give a fuck, mom. Calm down.
Yeah, he was like, it's gonna be all right.
Stop stabbing people. We'll feed them to my dragon if we have to. Now let's all get some sleep, okay? Listen.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna sleep like a champ.
If this nigga ends up on the crown, I will not be on the throne. I will not be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
The way he talked to his cousin when I got the dragon. They're like, Mom, that's my mama dragon. Your mama's dead, bitch. Get over it. Damn. Get a pig.
Right.
Like, what? Who talks like this? Anyway, I'm about to marry my sister and have some babies.
Yeah, we didn't give a damn.
Y'all gotta do my duty for the realm. Like, boy, you too young to be thinking about that shit. So anyway, Sir Kristen, they let him go. He goes and picks up the knife, and Aemond puts his head on his mom's shoulder, and then Daemon, Corlys, and Rhae stand with Rhae's children, and you can kind of see the parties dividing up.
So not a lot. Basically, that moment the lines were drawn.
Yeah, I honestly see, the thing is, I saw someone say, is he evil? I won't even say, I don't really, first of all, they're all evil. If we're just calling people evil, then everyone on the show just about is evil.
Correct.
But it's not about evil or not. I just feel like as I've said at the beginning of the show, he the most ready to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of these motherfuckers, they be a little wishy-washy and shit, you know?
Trying
like,
to dip in and dip out. Mm-hmm.
He the most like, it is what it is. The world is fucked up. When it's time, let me know when it's time to be on the throne. I got some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just, he's very pragmatic. He's like, yeah, they cut my eye out, whatever, nigga, I got a dragon. Anyway.
And not trying to be funny, his older brother, better watch out because it's also one of them things where he was like, I will fuck you up too. Because I think he's been tired of being picked on.
I believe he'll kill his older brother straight up. If it come down to it,
we'll take him out of this bitch.
I feel like if he was hand to his older brother as king, he would be like, listen, we just need to burn that village and then kill them people and take all the land. And his brother be like, whoa, calm down. I just want to jack off out the window. He's like, no, nigga, no time for jacking off. Let me run the shit. He's like Dick Cheney.
Right. I'll let you be the face, but I'm running shit.
Yeah, anyway, I'm scared of him.
He's gonna be a problem.
I'm ready for another time jump. I want to see him be a problem. Anyway, so then Otto comes to visit Alicent in her room. She's like, I know you shamed me, daddy. I was doing too much. I was acting beneath my station. I tried to stab that bitch in front of everybody. Everybody's seen it. My husband gonna always be on Rhae's side now because I tried to kill his daughter. I know you're gonna say I fucked up. And Otto's like, it is true. You did fuck up.
It is true. You is crazy, bitch.
But you know what? Okay. Just because you because you couldn't help yourself and you was up in the party
Okay.
Misbehave.
Need to collaborate.
Yeah, he was.
Let's go.
I'm tired of hoes hating because I'm open the club.
Like, just because you was up in there.
Security ain't coming for you.
Don't bother.
I just
Hit that bitch with a bottle. I hit that bitch with a bottle.
She was like,
hit that bitch with a bottle.
you say, just because you was up in there doing that, don't think that make me shame, girl. I'm proud of you.
And you know what? When Otto stepped back in there, Otto cashed his first paycheck because his hair was combed.
Yeah, he was like, I went to Supercuts between us. But maybe it was windy earlier. I don't know. But he was like, listen, I'm so proud of you, girl.
Are you playing the game now? Let's go.
This the game. He said, I ain't never seen that side of you before. Why you didn't tell me you was into this shit earlier? We could have been setting this coup up.
But she wasn't ready earlier.
Yeah, you was like, which is his fault, but she had been a believer. She had believed in that bullshit. I just want to do my duty for the realm. And, it's not about my child being on the throne. And he's like, that's what the fuck I was telling you 10 years ago. Get your kids on the throne. Fuck them other kids. I'm down for my kids.
Right.
So he said, we play an ugly game, but now the first time I see you had the determination to win it. And I said, oh, yeah, they getting in formation. They getting in formation.
It's about to get real ugly.
Rhae got to do something like this. That she on the wall. She up against her back's against the wall because clearly Alicent and them are playing cutthroat now. And she was like, well, what can I do? He said, nigga, the king is weak. He gonna forgive you. Just tell him you're sorry. Act like, oh, I'm so emotional, my son, and don't even worry about that shit. Okay,
right? Because he know that man.
And Aemond, your son, you raised him right. He was right. That dragon worth 1,000 eyes. Fuck them eyes.
That's right. That's exactly what he said.
We about to win the Game of Thrones. Then in Rhae's room, she getting stitched up in front of her babies. And the Meister, who must have had a busy night, he was stitching everybody.
He was fixing eyes, fixing all.
Shout out to him. He could do it all. My fucking emergency Meister
right
at the emergency clinic. So he was stitching her up and shit. And Laenor comes in.
He done missed the whole event.
Right.
We your weather girl. And we got news for you. Get ready.
He's like, what I miss?
What did I miss?
And she's like, where the fuck you been? He's like, what? I arranged and I was just out.
Right.
Morning.
And we're like, but I can't, dog. Like, where have you been? I done got cut up and shit.
You know how real niggas mourn? It's about to get absolutely soaking wet. Like it was, but
it's raining, man.
Like he's brushing glitter off his shoulder. Like, what? What's the problem? She was like, where the fuck was you? He was like, oh.
Why your pockets glowing? Oh, this little glow light. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. He's like, what? She was like, and you know what? So I don't really blame him. Okay. His family got bad vibes. Okay. I don't blame him. Why would you want? It's like Future. Maybe the kid got bad vibes. Why would you want to be around him? I don't blame him. He can't hit a club for a night without coming back to somebody getting shot. Like, is that really his fault? They made an arrangement. They had an agreement.
Yeah, and put like this: every time we show up to an event, we at the wedding.
Right.
My lover died. We come to the funeral because of my sister, and now you cut up and the boy lost. And now every time we show up to an event, something happens.
Yeah, it wasn't until the rewatch that I thought about it. I said, I kind of on Laenor's side.
Right.
This shit is whack. This whole family whack.
Right.
Motherfuckers are treacherous, and then
we can't have events.
They can't stop being in trouble, So then he says, of course, I should have been there. She said, that should be our house words, because you ain't never here.
Yes, our house words.
He talks about how he couldn't defend his sister. He can't defend her. She's like, they called our sons bastards. And he's like, oh, no. Oh, sleaze. Oh, slide. I failed you, Rhae. Our marriage, I tried. Our boys, I do love them deeply. But I have not,
I know,
mayhaps loved them enough. And she said, I had hoped to bear your children a few times we laid together. Things might have been different. And he says, I hate the gods for making me gay. And she was like, I don't. You're an honorable man with a good heart, and that's rare. And he was like, remember when we said we was just going to have them babies and then fuck on the side all the people we wanted? And they laughed like, oh, that was crazy.
That was good times.
Younger us. Look at us. And then he thinks, I'm starting to think I can't have both. I can't have my duty to you as a husband and be fucking all these niggas on the side. And that's why I'm sending Carl back to the Stepstones. And I'm going to just be your husband. From now on, I'm not going to be sucking dick no more. I want women. Women. I want...
But that's not who you are.
Okay. And then he says he's recommitting to the marriage. All right. So then we cut away from them. In the carriage on the way home, Alicent, of course, put blankets all on Viserys and shit. He's all wrapped up like Karen during the podcast. And he looks uncomfortable as fuck. She's like, we're going to get you some wine on the boat, baby, so you can sleep. We're going to get you more juice, honey.
That's exactly what she said.
We're going to get you some juice. You're like, I don't want any juice. Why you stab my daughter?
Right,
She's
mad.
Like, oh, honey, no. He's like, stop hanging around Magic Johnson. But this was when I had my epiphany even on Alicent. Like I said, I came out of this episode respecting every player of the Thrones a lot more than I did going in.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I respected Alicent was she was finally giving me the vibes of I'm not going back.
Oh yeah, no.
That was,
she's not going back to be subservient anymore.
It went like, now she's like, I put too much sweat equity. She's like,
I done bore these kids. Nope.
This is a real like inside baseball story. You may have to Google this, listeners, if you're not into sports. But she is like the woman that owns the New Orleans Saints to me. Okay.
Yes, gangster.
She met that old man when he was dying, and he owned like the Pelicans and the Saints or some shit. Mm-hmm. And his kids and his ex-wife, like, we been here the whole time. And she like, well, I've been sucking his dick for the last 5 years, and I'll be goddamn if y'all gonna be in the wheel taking away this goddamn team. See you in court, bitch. I keep the balls wet around here. And honestly, yes, I fucking get it. If you're the one that's the last person to fuck Hugh Hefner, you should get the mansion.
Yes, you should.
Because his kids ain't coming around sucking his old dick.
Mm-mm.
And in this world, you can do that. But in real life, you're not supposed to. But my point being, ain't nobody else taking care of this old man. Rhaenyra ain't putting blankets on his ass. Mm-mm. Yes.
Fluffing pillows and shit.
You will have to kill me to get me out of this heated castle. You're right. And it's just going to be me versus you. I don't like you, you don't like me. And honestly, finally.
Right. She was like, I'm not going back.
She graduated this week. She finally graduated to like, oh, okay, so you just gonna regular be fuck these people. I got my coalition. We trying to steal the throne. Good. Let's go. Now we got a villain. Now we can fight. You know what I mean? So I respected that when she was sitting in that green with the fur in the back of the carriage. I said, she's never going back. She's not, you know what I mean? It's like an Instagram model that breaks up with an NBA player. She's not dating niggas that work at fucking Kmart. This is it.
She going back on the market, and she is, and you go up, you don't go down.
Yeah, this is like Cersei when Robert Baratheon died, and she was like, "No, nigga, I'm not leaving this castle. What?
Right?
And I'm not splitting the rent with no new niggas either. This is it.
Come on.
It's either fuck my brother or nothing else. So I get it anyway." But I had a lot of respect for the way she played that, because she really hit the like, oh baby, I'm so sorry. He was like, let's have no more of that. And I was like,
yeah, she go, okay, okay,
got him, this dummy. Right. So then she's like, I'm gonna be a kept woman. She go out on the ship. Larys comes sidling over, little foot, long foot, and then he says, hey, you need somebody killed? And she like, nigga, that's your solution to everything. And you can't kill everybody. It's like,
you can't kill everybody.
She's like, but I'm gonna keep your card, okay? Don't trip, player, okay?
I'm gonna keep you in the queue, and I'll let you know when your time has come.
Your devotion is appreciated. It hadn't gone unnoticed. He goes, these are dangerous times. And she was like, yep, I'm gonna need you one day, but not for today. And I'm gonna need you to keep that discretion, you know what I'm saying, with the tongueless niggas. And he said, say less. And I said, cool. She's in the game. She got do dirt niggas and murderers, and a dude that's willing to take a kid's eye out. She gonna be a problem.
Right. While they was on the boat slowly going away, that big ass dragon was flapping in the background right on along with them.
And her biggest fucking ace in the hole has got to be that little nigga Aemond. Man, listen. Scared. Them other kids, they gotta show me something. Them other kids, they tried to jump this man and still end up like almost getting their ass whooped. Lucky they had a knife.
Lucky they had a knife, because he was gonna give them all. You know what? And if they hadn't had a knife, he probably would have killed them all.
That shit look like Shredder fighting the Ninja Turtles. I did not like that. They better take them lessons seriously with Sir Kristen or somebody. Y'all ain't got none of that Harwin break bones in you. Like, I need to see some practice or something. Anyway, so then Rhae and Daemon have a talk, and she does this monologue about fire. Fire is such a strange power. Everything the House Targaryen possessed is owed to it. Yet it's cost us both what we love, because Harwin got burnt up, and your wife killed herself with dragonfire. And then Daemon was like, maybe the Velaryons got it right. The sea is a better ally. We should be fucking with that water. And then she goes, fire is a prison. The sea offers an escape. I need you, uncle. And I said, oh, here we go. And she starts speaking in High Valyrian, you know how they do. And she was like, I cannot face the greens alone, because Alicent and her people be wearing green, because they're not loyal to them Targaryens.
Nope.
She said, let us bond our blood like our granddaddy used to back in the day. Incest marriage. With you as my husband and prince consort, my claim would not be so easily challenged. The Velaryons are of the sea, but you and I are made of fire. We have always been meant to burn together. And I said, this bitch playing the game. Let's go. That's the first time I really was like, she acting like she wanted.
Yeah.
Before, she was acting like she was owed it. Like, they better give me this, and I'm gonna pout my way into this, and I'm gonna rely on my daddy's
now
weakness.
It's like, I'm gonna take that bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna rely on my daddy's weakness and his stubbornness, and he'll have my back. But this nigga is dying. They are clearly going to take the throne from you if you continue to. No one respects you and your marriage. No one respects your kids. They don't really respect your right to the throne, unless you got people that's ready to die and kill for you. Them fucking them high towers, high castles, they will take this shit. Otto Hightower, that's it. They'll take this shit. You know, they got more claim, quote unquote, than you. Like, no, if you want to fight. So even if my personal belief is that this was a plan, and in much in the way that Daemon came to King's Landing with a plan, I think she came to this funeral with a plan. But we'll get to that in a second. So Daemon's like, I hear what you're saying, sis. Okay, and I'm down for some incest marriage, but remember, we can't get married unless Laenor's dead. And she said, I know.
No. I was like, well, goddamn, didn't you just tell this man that a few scenes ago he was a good man?
Right. I said, she gonna kill this nigga. He didn't do nothing wrong. But also, at this time, I said, yo, she playing the game, though.
Right. Like
I was smiling. I said,
the game.
Like she said that treacherous shit. I said, you know what, though? He weak. Okay. Sometimes gotta kill a weak nigga. It's not their fault. You know what I mean? Hey, we weren't playing Go Fish. You know what I'm saying? We was playing.
I declare war.
We playing Monopoly. Okay. So then Daemon goes to Carl, and you know it was a problem because Daemon was wearing his Do Dirt hoodie.
Yeah, he was.
He walked up on Carl. He said, "Hey, Carl, let me ask you something, player. I see you a common born knight, but you got hands. Okay, your exploits is well known. You got a taste for fine clothery and jewelry and shit. You know, you can go across the narrow sea, and this place is where your name don't even matter, long as you got gold. And guess what I got? Some gold.
Some gold.
All I need you to do is do a public, messy killing." And I said, oh, shit. Carl about to betray Laenor? Because Carl was like, Laenor been good to me. He's like, I just need you to do some killing, baby. Now, this dialogue was purposely written this way for TV. Because clearly, if they had to cut things around this exchange to make it look more surreptitious and shady than it really seemed to be. But anyway, so we get this montage scene with Rhae saying to Daemon, listen, I'm not gonna be a tyrant. I don't want to rule through fear. And Daemon was like, a tyrant rules only through fear, through terror. But if you're gonna be king and you not feared, then you powerless. You want to be a strong queen, you must cultivate love and respect, but they also got to be scared. And she says, well, this will cost Lord Corlys and Princess Rhaenyra, Princess Rhaenys, their only remaining child. And the realm will whisper that I was somehow responsible. And Daemon was like, yeah, good. Because they're going to be scared. Let them whisper. We'll know the truth, and they won't. Our enemies won't know the truth. And then Rhae says, they will fear what else we might be capable of. And I started smiling, man. This is it. This is the evolution of Rhaenyra's plan. Like, now we got us a contender. She like, okay, I got my bastard babies. Fine. Everybody know I played the game wrong on that. Clearly.
Yep.
Okay. Which we haven't seen the youngest one in a while. Where's the baby one that she just had? Where's that one? Anyway.
Some wet nurse taking care of it.
Right. But she like, listen.
They probably didn't go on the trip.
Yeah, I guess it's too young to fly or whatever. Fly. Anyway.
Too young for the boat ride.
Yeah, too young to boat.
Well, fly the dragon. Yeah, you too young to fly on the dragon.
So yeah, so anyway, she's like, she's playing a game now. She's like, yeah, I put myself in a corner. I gotta get out. Regardless of the hand I've been playing, I can't play this hand out. It's a losing fucking hand. And everyone is starting to gather around and get their fucking like team together. I gotta get mine together. So she like, we gotta get rid of Laenor. Then we couple up. Daemon being the fucking the younger brother to the king, Viserys, her being the declared heir, him having two babies of actual like real lineage,
right?
They won't challenge. It'll be harder to challenge her claim to the throne with all that compared to what she was going up in there with Laenor is this weak dude that ain't never been interested. Them obvious bastard babies, no coalition, no real allies in the crown other than her father, who's clearly about to die.
Right.
So I love these chess moves. And then Daemon, we get this montage. Daemon kills a light-skinned servant. And then I ain't gonna lie, I was like, what the fuck he do?
Like, it just went down for no reason.
Like he just broke this nigga's neck for no reason. Like he was just chilling. Like, damn, boy, you can't root for anybody. These are evil, terrible people.
You just minding your business and just get your neck broke.
Like they didn't even go to like a prison and find somebody that did a crime. They just killed like a regular nigga who was just like, you whistle while you work.
I know. I'm getting off in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Prince Daemon, how you? Oh, okay, I'm dead. So then we see Carl and Laenor Carl is waiting on Laenor, and Laenor is walking with a servant to the main hall by the fireplace. And Carl's like, you always did look down on me. And then Laenor's like, I never fucked with you anyway. And they pull out their swords and they proceed to fight. The servant tries to get involved, like, no, my lords. And then he pushes them down. And then the servant is like, I'll go get the guards.
I'll run and get help.
I've witnessed this conflict.
You know what? He was smarter than them other kids.
Yeah, I would have ran too. But then later we see Rhaenys and Corlys enter the room, and the guards are pulling a burned body out of the fireplace. And Rhaenys, of course, starts sobbing because the body has on like Laenor's pants or whatever the fuck. And clearly
burnt bad.
Laenor has been burned to death in the fireplace, killed by Carl, his lover consort. Mm-hmm. And Corlys is grabbing the guards like, how did this happen in my own hall? And all this shit.
Yeah, and everybody, Mama Black crying and yeah.
Right, yeah. Felt so bad for Rhaenys.
I did too, because I was like, oh, because one of the things when you looking like, she told that nigga that this was going to cost them their children. Like, she was like, this fucking around, going this hard is going to cost us our children.
And so then we see Daemon and Rhae exchanging vows in front of their kids.
Mm-hmm. All four of them. And I don't care what nobody say. Them niggas done fought together. Them is brothers and sisters as far as they concerned.
Yes. That's a great point. Fighting that little boy, that's a squad too.
Oh,
and
they down for the cause. You fuck with one of them, you fuck with all of them. Like they're they're gonna be a motherfucking problem when they get older.
And the marriage was all weird and creepy because it was like they was pouring blood on each other's tongues and drinking from a cup together. I don't know. Felt very incesty wedding. And then it was very incesty vibes to the wedding, but also like no family was there.
Mm-mm.
Like their parents wasn't there, so
no, they just went and eloped.
I don't know if this is at Dragonstone they got married or what.
They're gonna come back and be like, we married, y'all.
Yeah, it was giving. It was definitely giving this vibe. it didn't feel all lovely.
It took us 10 years, but we finally got here.
Like it was a wedding of shame and sham. Like, let's hurry this one up. And so then, so they finally got the cess that they always dreamed of. And lastly, we get one more scene on the beach. We see two men on a small boat rowing out to sea, and it's Laenor and Carl. Laenor is still alive. And I honestly love the writing on this. I think it was so smart because they didn't kill him. And so we assume, hey, he's free to go.
He cut his hair
across the narrow seas. He's cut his hair off. He can just go and be gay. Okay. They was like, listen,
it's happening to me.
They said we are setting sail for Fire Island. Let's go.
Come on, let's go. Don't nobody know our name and put like this. And we got money in the bank. Let's go.
It was a gay cruise boat in the back that was like, let's go.
Yeah, boo.
Let's leave this ghetto shit behind.
Come on.
And go be gay and fighting wars and have money.
You got your shorts, I got mine. Let's go.
Okay. And I was so happy because I feel like shows like this almost always kill the gay characters off somehow or whatever. This is the one where they was like, and he said, listen, these niggas ain't killing me. Mm-mm. Good night. And also I love that Rhaenyra, I get that it's a loose end. Maybe it comes back to haunt her, but I love that because he was a good dude, she didn't kill him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because up until this point, I was like, damn, she really playing the game.
I'm like, she gangster for real.
Right. So, I mean, it's a little bit sad because, this week got Laenor and Rhae. But it's a tough week. It got Tia Mowry, it got Corey Hardrick, Miguel.
It's been a rough week on everybody.
Tom and Giselle.
Oh, damn.
Yana and Jared, and now Laenor and Rhae. Got them all.
Everybody out.
I had to mark myself safe on Facebook. I'm safe from the
I'm safe from the divorces and the separations.
I'm safe from October 4th, 2022, everybody. My marriage made it.
We made it. Yes, we did.
It was close. I was way up till midnight hoping Karen didn't serve me with papers. Like, damn. So yeah, they made it, man. And that's the end of the episode. There's no bell sound we're gonna play. Let's talk about the preview for next week, or just what are you looking forward to next week?
Look like we're gonna may have another time jump. Because you see the middle boy aged up with like an eye patch across his eye, and I was like, ooh, I was like, let's go.
Yes,
I'm really interested to see what they do, and if he get older, I mean, the other kids gonna get older too, and if the king ain't dead, he gonna be dying soon. I mean, goddamn, every time we look at him, he aged 10 years.
I'm gonna tell you what had me in the preview. Otto Hightower was sitting his funky ass on the fucking throne talking about he speak for the king.
Probably because he got really sick.
They about to make their move. We only got 3 episodes left. Let the bodies hit the floor. I'm so ready. I was so excited. I gained so much respect for everyone that plays the game. As people, I've never respected them. So like, you know, I get the people that are just like, I can't believe Daemon's so terrible and Corlys is so nakedly won't. I never trusted any of that. You don't fall in love with these people. Good people die on this show. You get stabbed like Jon Snow. You gotta keep your head on the swivel. You gotta keep your wits about you at all times. This is the NFL, okay? They giving everyone a pass on the concussion test, and they throwing your ass back out there. So just understand the kind of game it is, and go in and play it as hard as you can. So proud of everybody, Alicent, Rhae. Hopefully the people that always say I'm hating on Rhae and shit.
Everybody was giving good plays this week.
Yeah, hopefully they can stop with that bullshit, because she made up for a lot of her weaknesses this week. Like, she waited till week 7 to be like, hey, you know what? And I really think from the second she knew Daemon was at this funeral and was single, she was like, I'm gonna get that man and sure up my claim to the throne. Now look, Daemon kind of crazy. Maybe he'll fuck it up, but if not, this nigga could be a great, like, they have a great claim. And that means it's gonna be a war, because Alicent and them ain't giving that shit up without a fight.
They've been saying that the whole time. Everybody been saying if she is gonna be a war, it's gonna be a war.
It's gonna be a war.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens and shit like that.
Can't wait. All right, y'all. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. Till next time. I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out with us live in the chat.
Yeah.